You've been lying to yourself so consistently over the last few years that you now believe the lies. The lies are no longer lies. The lies are truths. Now, they're not really the truth. You believe it. Okay, it's a big difference. I mean, there is no such thing as real truth. Truth is only what we believe to be true. And if you continually repeat the same lies to yourself, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I've got the worst genetics in the world, I'm at a disadvantage to everybody else, everyone else is lucky. You can continue to run that narrative in your head, you will believe it after a certain point in time. And that's really where people get trapped, because now you can't see that it's bullshit. And you need somebody to come along, somebody that won't tolerate it, like myself, and say, look, you're chatting shit. You need to get disgusted with this version of yourself. Because the man or the version of you who lies to himself is not a real man. Real men don't lie, in general, especially not to themselves. If you can't trust your own word, your whole foundation for life is completely fucked. And the thing is, other people can see your lies, other people can detect it. Not everybody. I would say more people buy into it than not. More people also believe your lies or believe you're telling the truth than call you out. And the reason why is because they're also lying to themselves in their life. So it's almost like a subconscious thing, like, yeah, you're right, mate, I don't have the time either. You're bullshitting. You're absolutely bullshitting. I hear guys all the time saying that they don't have the time. That one really grinds me. Right? I don't have the time. These same guys will be within the first 20 people to watch my Instagram story, every single Instagram story. Where do you think these people are going to end up in life? If that's you, where do you think you're going to end up in life? If this is how you continue to operate, where is your life going to be in 5 or 10 years if you continue to buy into this bullshit that you're allowing? Because that is all this is. You're allowing this to happen. You've got to understand that everything in life is your fault and it's your responsibility. You have to take extreme ownership. You have to take 1,000% accountability. And even if something truly isn't your fault, but it's in your life and you have to deal with it, the power move is to take complete ownership. That is the power move, because as soon as you do that, the power is in your hands. That was my fault. That girl left me because of how I was. It wasn't her. She's not a bitch. She's not a cow. She's not a slag. It was me. And as soon as you do that, you can then go, okay, what do I need to change? Because if it's her fault, what can you do? If it's her fault in your head, that's what I meant to say. If it's her fault in your head, what can you do about it? Nothing. And you'll continue to play the victim card. Now, that is just the same principle applied to absolutely fucking everything. You've got body fat because of what you eat and how little you move and how undisciplined you are. You don't have the money you want because you don't work hard enough. There's no other way to see the world. Any other lens is a complete victim mindset. This is a very competitive world that we live in, right? Very competitive. You are competing for absolutely every single thing in this life. But there is one person that you need to beat. The rest is optional. You can still have a very successful life. You can still have a very large and fruitful and rewarding life without beating anyone else other than this one person. And that one person is you. You have to beat yourself. Now, I've been there. I've been the man with a million excuses. I've been the man sniffing ketamine 3 times a week. I've been the man watching porn multiple times a day. Because that was the same guy it was just the world's fault, right? It was the world's fault why I was going through all of that shit. It wasn't my fault. I was the unlucky one and nobody else was going through what I was going through, and the world owed me. And do you know what happened when I Do you know what happened as a result of adopting that mindset? It continued. Only when I looked at the man in the mirror and said, this is not good enough, I must change something, did anything change. Nothing changed until that point. And what we do as men especially, we let it get to the point where it is so fucking bad and our life is so screwed up from whatever's happening, and it's really fucking with our head, and to the point where we have no option but to act. And I think with this, I really do think that it's not really a trait you do on every single thing. I think maybe you do it a couple times in life with a few different things. Maybe you do it with a relationship, maybe you lose a girl, maybe it happens with your body, maybe it happens with habits, maybe it happens with money. But you only do it a couple of times before you start to cotton on to the fact that, okay, maybe I shouldn't let things get that bad. Maybe I need to nip it in the bud now. Because that's the path most people are on, right? They're on the path where it's going to get absolutely dire. They think it's bad now. Whatever's going on, they think it's bad now. There are 100 lower levels of pain and frustration and anger coming from this point that you're currently at. And you have to make a decision. Are you going to sort it out or not? You can't continue to lie to yourself anymore. You need tough love. We need tough love. The world is full of people that will accept mediocrity and you being average and you being a fucking weak little bitch version of yourself. That's just how it is. And so you can't go to most of the world. You can't go to most of your social circle in order to find that next step or get somebody to actually give you it straight up, right? You need to go above. You need to be looking at people who are living with discipline, who have built a physique, who have pushed their mind. If you come to me off the back of this video and you message me on Instagram, right, the links are always in the description to my socials. If you come to me and you tell me that you've watched this video and you say, I need a kick up the arse, I'm going to give you a kick up the arse. It's not going to be generic. I'm not going to send you a quick fucking message just saying, yeah, mate, come on, you gotta lock in now. I'm going to call you out on your shit. I'm going to almost mildly embarrass you. And some people need that. Now, that's going to turn a lot of people off. Most people who watch this video ain't going to go and do that, and that's fine, right? You don't have to have that. But most people need it. I needed it, right? When I grew up playing football to a pretty high level, like academies and stuff, and that was me. I needed, like, the coach would have to come up to me, the manager would have to come up to me and embarrass me in front of the whole team in order to get me to change how I was playing or, just fix up. There's other players where that wasn't the case. There was other players where I needed to put an arm around them. That wasn't me. And it's likely not you. Because it hasn't worked up to this point, right? That's a different scenario. That football example, different scenario. You're talking within a 90-minute window where you can lose a player if you shout at them or, turn it around if you approach it correctly. You're in a position where this has been going on years. So the arm around you hasn't worked. Sometimes you need some more tough love. But either way, you've got to stop lying to yourself. See everything as an excuse. The only valid excuse, all right, and this is a rule for my life, the only valid excuse that I am allowed to say, that I'm allowed to let out between my lips or to let be a thought in my mind, the only valid excuse is I was not good enough. Now, again, you've got to understand the principle here. Sometimes something genuinely wasn't my fault. But it's just more powerful to say I wasn't good enough. And that's where you got to be, guys, right? Not being jacked, 10% body fat, ultra fit, running around like an athlete is a choice. It's a choice. Being that is a choice. You could choose today, right? I'm fed up of my own bullshit. I'm going to go and do that. I need to demand more from myself. I need to see more from myself. I'm serious about my life. but I'm not showing it, right? I need to prove to myself that I can keep my word. I need to prove that I'm disciplined. I need to be stoic in mind. I need to be structured. I need to live with routine. I've got to stop these bad habits. All these habits going on behind closed doors that I'm not letting anybody really see that I'm doing, but they're fucking with my head. All that shit has to stop. You have to stop lying to yourself. It all changes today, guys. No more lies. Call yourself out. If you need help, shoot me a message on IG. Tell me your current position. I am not going to berate you for no reason. Right? We're going to have a nice conversation, nice meaning productive, and get you G'd up. Right? There is no point shouting at someone and telling them they're a loser if they are currently in a position where they're not taking any action anyway. You need that plus motivation, plus an arm around you, plus more tough love. I'm pretty fucking good at it as well. So yeah, feel free, shoot me a message on IG if you need that, guys. But yeah, all starts, your new life starts today. Your old life, the bullshit life, the excuses, the lies, that has to stop today. Let's go.